What providence was this? Typically, the vessels I reincarnate into are all chosen in advance. First, they must possess authority in the land of their birth. Second, their family must possess some unique talent. The first condition is the more important, the second merely supplementary. My primary task is to find a family line fulfilling the first condition and set it as the destination of my next reincarnation. However, in my previous life, the princess killed me before I could make my decision.
Right.
Instead, I was forced to abridge the process and rely on astrology to guide me.
Yeah. Literally just leaving it up to chance.
Oh, astrology, help me to... What do you mean, cat? No, the cat's an asshole. I don't want to...
I mean, just think. He could have been reincarnated as a penguin.
Yeah, right?
Just chilling in Antarctica the whole time, you know?
I mean, you'd have to ask you for that, though.
Maybe.
Which is how I ended up with this body, belonging to the child of a middle-class family with low social standing. I knew it would be challenging to take control of the town under these circumstances. Building influence in the few years I had before the princess found me was next to impossible. But I didn't despair. If anything, I felt euphoric, as if my body was brimming with light. When weighing lineage against talent, I'd always chosen the former. As a consequence, my host had never physically excelled. But this time was different. This body possessed magic circuits in such abundance and quality that they could generate more magical energy than 100 mages.
Wow, that's lucky.
Even the most talented mages would be considered defective compared to this. I could only laugh at the miscalculations of my past generations. All this time, my conditions were backwards. Authority and influence can be acquired with time. However, a truly outstanding body is a gift one must be born with, by the grace of the Lord. Tell that to Rock Lee. It was not until my reincarnation that I finally realized the truth. Thank you, my square 3 incarnation.
Yeah.
After I awoke, I set about transforming the town into a necropolis, as quietly and inevitably as water seeps through dry soil.
Right.
I abandoned the disorderly methods I'd previously employed. This time I proceeded gently, taking care not to spill too much blood at once.
Yeah.
I was careful and methodical. Within a single night, the town was mine. From there, I painstakingly, lovingly built my castle from the ground up. I would not let a single human escape, but nor would I let them die unnecessarily. For I neatly frosted the cake with despair. Then, little by little, sneering all the while, decorated it with jam and jelly and meat in resplendent fashion. It wasn't the most efficient process, but there was nothing that could be done about that. My reincarnated consciousness cannot exist on its own. I myself am nothing more than knowledge and drive. My personality is reconstructed for each new generation based on the character and values of my host. Though I have control over my vessel, its thought processes and norms do not change entirely. In other words, my body belongs to my reincarnated self, but my original self remains. It retains its consciousness and memories, but it slumbers amidst a nightmare of its own creation, from which it cannot wake.
Yeah, the original is sleeping inside when Roa takes over, sort of.
Which is why I remember. I remember the feeling of biting into my parents' throats.
Yeah.
I remember the days I spent tormenting the souls of the townspeople who once smiled at me, slowly melting them down one by one. All in all, it took only a week. In a week, I held the lives of everyone in this town in the palm of my hand, mine to play with for my own amusement. I wished to lose all reason, go insane and yield everything to my impulses. But if I did, I knew that I would only commit even worse atrocities. I had to hold on. If I maintained my sanity, at least I could limit the harm I could do. Destruction is close at hand now. Not of this town, but of something much greater. I find myself rejoicing that my magnum opus is coming to fruition. For this reason, I've chased eternity. For this reason, I've collected the blood of so many. For this reason, others like myself, masters of far greater necropolies, have converged on this town.
Oh, yeah, multiple, huh? All getting together?
Is necropolis a word?
Well, I guess you need a plural for necropolis.
Necropolises. Necropoli.
Yeah, I don't know.
Necropolin.
Eh.
I don't like necropoles.
Necropolis? I guess, I don't know.
Necropolis seems like not a good word.
Polys.
Before long, my consciousness will flicker out. Tonight, a world would end, but I would fade away before I could see it, cursed to the last. If this nightmare had one saving grace, it would be that its end came quickly.
Yeah. And the princess found you again.
The pale woman arrived with the crimson moon. I don't know who she is, and yet I do. The 6th ritual begins. With this body, I believed it possible that I would finally have that woman in white. And then? And then the profane ceremony was brought to a halt. The white vampire princess and I did battle, ending in my demise. With my next reincarnation already prepared, I transmigrated, leaving only my corpse behind. The woman departed, and my body was brought to the Holy See.
Metamorphosis 2 complete.
Cannot take screenshot now.
Well, you know. Day 9 then? Oh, yep, save.
Save. What, did you select yes by default? God damn it. Arkansas.
I get it.
By the way, I noticed this when we started up the console today. The scene name from the last save was not technically lying, which I didn't realize last week, and then ended up independently making that joke in the episode names. So oopsie daisy.
Yeah, you were on the same wavelength as the writer there. Oh. He's remembering something.
Why is the bed over there?
Because he fell out of bed.
Or are we looking at the bed from the sunroom because we fell asleep in the sunroom and never actually went back to bed?
Huh.
I spring into a sitting position like an alarm has just gone off. My eyes dart up as I try to swallow the urge to vomit burning at the back of my throat.
Oh, wow.
It feels as if my entire body is covered in something red and sticky.
Yeah.
I'm sweating profusely. I must have had a particularly horrible nightmare. Yeah, some kind of bad dream.
That's all it was. Oh, and the line set
Boy, that took a second.
in. Yeah.
I wipe away the sweat that's formed on my brow and finally begin to calm down. It must have been the book I read before I fell asleep. I can't recall what it was about, but I remember the detail. The makeup of my body, the tools that were used. It all felt more real than any dream I've ever had.
What? What the heck?
What? The tools that were used by the book?
I'm not really sure.
Did we switch back to talking about the dream?
I don't know if he's actually dreaming of the Roa stuff or if it's just a convenient excuse to interlude.
This is bad. I'm feeling nauseous again. Best not to think about it anymore. Feels like something I shouldn't dwell on. As a famous doctor once said, dreams are doomed to be forgotten.
That sounds bad.
I shake my head to clear away the remnants of the dream. And then the world goes dark.
Yeah.
I'm thirsty.
Oh, that's not good.
My arms and legs are still heavy from sleep, but I should get changed and head to the bathroom. Washing my face and drinking some water will help both my nausea and my thirst.
Yeah, probably.
No, wait, it made the nausea worse. As I change out of my pajamas and into my uniform, I hear a soft knock on my door.
おはようございます、四季様。失礼しました。今朝もお目覚めになられていたのですね。
ほんの少し前にね。でも、起こしに来てくれてありがとう。
You just missed it, Hisui. He was, like, if you were a minute earlier, you would have seen him changing.
It takes some time since my fingers are a bit numb, but I managed to get my shirt buttoned.
四季様。お着替えを済ませたばかりですが、今日はお休みになられてはいかがでしょう。
Absolutely not. Huh. Hisui doesn't usually offer her opinion unasked.
いや、
Ow.
休まないよ。
True, though.
だって学校に行かないとシエ。
I stop myself before I say Ciel's name. That was close. I shudder to imagine the kind of interrogation Akiha would put me through if she'd heard that.
なんでもない。それよりなんで今日は屋敷で催し物でもあるのか。
いいえ。四季様のお顔の色が
No,
今
you
朝は特に優
look
れない
like
よう
you're
に見え
gonna
たので。
break.
You look
If
like
that makes sense.
you look like death.
Yeah.
You know, you told me that yesterday too.
Yeah, but in the
And
arc
then I
route,
nearly died at school.
yeah, but in the arc route, it was right after he spent all night abusing his eyes that, you know, he was almost ready to kill himself.
ああ、それは大丈夫。
Ah, totally
ちょっと
fine.
夢見が悪くて気分が悪かったんだ。それも顔を洗えば戻る
Yeah,
から
that's all I need. I just need a good face washing and some freshen.
Yeah.
朝食だろ。洗面所で顔を洗ったらすぐに行くよ。
かしこまりました。ロビーで控えていますので、何かありましたらお声をかけてください。
I'm just observing the color.
Oh, yeah, there's green ones that show up on people.
No,
Sometimes.
the uniform.
Oh, yeah?
I always thought it was more black than it is.
Yeah, no, it's like a brownish red, kind of.
Right. The reason I was checking was I was like just looking over some Carnival Phantasm stuff over the week.
Oh, yeah?
And it's definitely more like reddish brown in the Carnival Phantasm stuff.
Well, that's also using
That's the
original
old one,
color.
yeah. But like then it got me thinking, like, have I just been missing that it's more that color? And it is more that color than I remember it being. But not nearly that close.
Yeah.
And also her hair is definitely more pink than it is like the
Bright red.
from Carnival Phantasm.
Yeah, no, they definitely adjusted the color palette for the remake.
Hisui leaves with a bow. Or possibly a bow. I should get going too. I grab my bag and my glasses and then leave the room so brightly lit by the morning sun. The cold water does little to relieve my headache.
How about the Tylenol?
Oh,
No, I can't. If I don't go to school, I won't be able to see... Still not able to say her name?
Did I? Nothing. I have no reflection.
What?
A full second goes by. Then I realize that the mirror above the sink is gone.
Oh!
Oh yeah, he did. Okay, that's
Yeah.
finally the confirmation. He did actually punch out the mirror the other day.
It's like he didn't remember breaking the mirror.
Yeah, it was like he forgot to put his glasses on, and then
Oh man,
then
you
he
can
really
see the tiles are
punched
punched.
the mirror. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
I go to the lobby where Hisui is waiting for me. Hello, Hisui. Perfect. I can tell her about the mirror.
Hey, the mirror's gone in the bathroom.
翡翠、2階の洗面所鏡がないんだけど、どうして外してるんだ？
I believe you broke it the other day with your fist.
申し訳ありません。私の手違いで廃棄してしまいました。新しいものを用意していますので、 四季様がお帰りになられる頃には
Covering
戻ってい
for
るか
him?
と。
A mistake that I made, in which I failed to stop you from punching it with your fist.
Yeah.
Oh, alright then. Content with her answer, I make my way to the dining room.
Yeah.
In that case, I will question no further.
Yep, I won't think about this at all.
With my nausea gone, my appetite has returned.
Oh, well, he's doing
I'm
better.
looking forward to the breakfast Kohaku's made for me today, too.
Is she gonna tell us we look like death? Also, where are your glasses? Are they on, or...
Evidently not. Alas, reality is cruel. It could be that I'm not in the mood for Western food this morning, but one bite in and I'm feeling like throwing up again.
申し訳ありません。お口に合わないものをお出ししてしまって、すぐに代わりのものをご用意いたしますね。
Kohaku quickly prepares a traditional breakfast for me, but I can't stomach that either. I guess it's not the taste that's the problem. My body just can't handle any food right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have taken Hisui's advice and stayed in bed all day.
今一度チャンスをください、四季さん。
Please don't waste food when he can't eat right now.
私の信念に反しますが、最終兵器、塩と梅しか使わないおかゆを投
That
入
goes
しますか
against
ら。
your beliefs?
My religion specifically says I'm not allowed to combine rice porridge, salt, and plums.
It's too cliche.
Right.
いや、謝るのは俺の方だよ、琥珀さん。これは胃の調子が悪いっぽい。流動食でも無理だろうから、ビタミン剤か
Again, are
何か
you
あったら
sure
も
you
らえ
should
る
go to school?
あと、できれば頭痛止め。
Turns out Kahaku's a strong believer in Haruhism, and that's just too normal of a breakfast. It's
Yeah.
not weird enough, so she's
Yeah.
not allowed to make it.
お任せください。お薬でしたら私の領分ですもの。
Oh, incidentally, I was just checking something on the wiki, and way back in that anime we don't talk about, CL was voiced by Wendy Lee.
Kaon?
No, Haru. Oh, yeah, no. The Tsukihime anime that JC staff made.
There's no such thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
I actually do want to check that out sometime just to see why people hate it so much.
I've seen like 10 minutes of it. Because I came home one time,
Ah,
and my sister and a friend of hers were watching it on a TV in the
oh,
living room.
weird.
And I took one look at it and went, wait, isn't this Tsukihime? This is supposed to be garbage. Why are you watching this?
What'd they say?
They used to do this thing called anime roulette,
Oh,
where they just like load up one of the various like watch the free anime on the sites,
Yeah.
and then just like hit the random button a bunch of times
yeah.
and then
until
watch
they come
whatever
up with
came
something.
on.
Okay.
And it was anime roulette.
It was random. Okay.
ではビタミン剤は糖分多めで、
Extra
頭痛止め
glucose.
はそうですね。いい機会ですし、
There's a
遠
Tono
野家の
family
方たちご
favorite.
愛用のものをお持ちしますね。
That has me suspicious.
It's a big old bottle of scotch.
Yeah.
Let's get drunk.
Shiki, you cannot afford to get drunk around older women. I'm just saying.
The medicine Kahaku gives me works wonders. The heaviness in my arms and legs is gone, and my head feels like it's never hurt at all.
Huh.
I wanted to have her rock examined. No! Just in case, but she's not. Thank God, she's not in today. Apparently, she has to work elsewhere today and left the mansion early.
秋葉は
She has other things to
そっ
do.
かもう投稿しちゃった
Already got in her. Yeah, I think she has a car prepared, right?
I took too much time for breakfast. It's 7:30. I'll be tardy if I don't hurry.
Huh.
Are
Are you gonna put your glasses on?
on?
I think his glasses are on. His brain is just breaking.